Back to Noon Edition. We are out on the patio. Local auto expert Tom Grothous is our guest. Now, before we get to the fall things that we want to take care of with our car, one thing that you kind of talked to me about via text was the fact that a lot of people are buying used cars, and some of those are coming from areas that were flooded. So how do you know if you're getting one of them?
That's the real trick, because they are really good at hiding that. But the easiest thing is looking in the trunk and the wheel wells, underneath the floor, under the car. Look for rust under there where it shouldn't be rusted, things of that nature. But the key that I wanted to really stress is about electric and hybrid vehicles in the floods. It's even worse than before, because if it would come up inside the car, it was no big thing. We always said if it's up to the dash, then it's a totaled car. But now, with all your batteries and your electric motors and everything low, boy, you get in that salt water, you just can't get that out.
I guess if there's a rubber duck floating inside, that might be a warning sign.
That might be a warning. But yeah, they really are good at hiding that and the way they do it. So that's what you really got to worry about. And it's amazing how that green stuff grows around connections.
Oh, yes.
You know, even if it's good water or clean without being salt water. But the company I was reading about, a company that is recycling lithium ion in different batteries, they even have to do a different process with a lithium battery that's been in salt water, because the salt will then carry on when they're cleaning it to refine it, find the lithium in that. It will carry on and it will actually degrade it. So they have to do a total separate process from one in salt water than one that's just a flooded car.
All right, let's move forward now, because fall is right around the corner, and some people just don't like to do anything more than change their oil, and sometimes they don't even want to do that. But what are some things we should be looking at as we head into this season?
Well, for those that don't want to change their oil in that, change it twice a year, fall and spring. Then you're going to be good. If you don't put a lot of miles on it, you're doing a lot of start-stop driving and a lot of to the grocery store and back. Not a lot of miles, but that's all acid and everything from the condensation in that. So you want to at least change your oil twice a year, minimum, absolutely. But other than that, if your car is 4 years old or older, go have it load tested by either your dealer or by a parts store. They'll do it for you free. And by doing a load test, you're putting a load on it to see if that battery is still good. And if it passes the load test, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about winter coming up. Remember that if you got a bad battery, it can also ruin that $500 alternator. So it's better to replace a battery for $160, $70 than it is the $500 alternator, because a battery will ruin an alternator.
Well, let's go to tires, because some people think you just run the same tire pressure all year round. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so
tire pressure,
nothing to worry about there with fall.
You maintain the tire pressure on the door sticker, not the maximum, because a lot of times it'll say maximum. So, you know, usually it's 32 to 34 pounds of pressure. That's a good to stay at. But you want to look at your tread, because for every 16th of an inch, or 64th of an inch, 64th of an inch, if you have 4 64ths, that's 2/16ths of a tread. If you put the penny in and Lincoln's head shows, to stop, it will take you 800 feet longer once that goes below that penny height. Now, when you do that, it's 800 feet. You know you're following cars closer than 800 feet.
Yes, so, most people do.
So if you get into the rain and that, and especially with the oils that we haven't had a lot of rain and that on the roads, you can slip. The one that's slipperier is leaves. Wet leaves on the road, look out, because you don't have the stopping ability.
Yes, been there, done that. That's no fun. We appreciate your update today. Always a pleasure to talk with you.
Thank you, Lynn.
Mr. Tom Grothous, and Holly is up next. She's got a look at today's medical.